probably we can have the slides shared. That will help me to continue with this conversation. And then again, just to mention to the participants that this is a Giving Tuesday info session. Basically, we'll be sharing a little bit about the project, some of the ways that the goals that we already have, and some of the ways that you can support in this call in this specific project. And that's the conversation we'll be having in the next 1 hour or so. While that is happening, we'll also be sharing a little bit more on how you can support. And again, we are also getting a point where we need to get a little bit more hands on the deck. And therefore, it's also a good opportunity to have a few more people who can support our campaigns and reach out to more people that we can accelerate the project that we are running. So then that's the key goal. And again, I know we'll be sharing a little bit more about how every one of us is part of this program. Maybe we can have the slide up, person who is sharing, just that will help me to flow. Yeah, we can put it on presenter mode. And then again, we are also going to record the session as an info session. We'll be able to still use the same session to share with a few other people who are not able to join due to time differences. I think that's one of the reasons that will make us to continue to record these. And then just to continue and share a little bit more about Empower and Serve Kenya. Empower and Serve Kenya is a youth-led organization. It was founded in 2016. Basically, our biggest goal, even when we were starting up this project, was largely to be able to work with the young people and we'll be able to empower young people to be able to serve communities. And that's the biggest goal. And over time, we have lived to this goal and we have seen very clear milestones. We have been able to achieve significant milestones, being able to impact over 10,000 young people currently in Kenya, locally, and also being able to do a number of exchange programs, which has made us also to impact on the young people across the borders. And that continues to be our motive, and our vision is to be able to be more sustainable and continue to impact more young people in Kenya, but then again in the region, and ensuring that again the benefits that we are able to gain is also shareable with other young people from across the globe. And that is our key goal. So then looking into our existence, we are a non-profit currently in Kenya, referred to as the public benefits organizations. And this is, again, our identity. And our model has been more about social development, sustainable development, and then promoting a lot of creativity among the young people, bridging the gap in ICT, where we have a number of programs in ICT for development, with a key focus again to reaching out to the last mile communities, young people from the informal settlement, and also reaching out a little bit further to young people in the rural Kenya. And this is exactly where our DNA now is actually kicking. And then just looking a little bit back in terms of what we have managed to do in the past, we have been able to implement a number of programs. One of our flagship projects that we have implemented is called the DigiLab. It's an award-winning initiative where we set up innovation hubs or small hubs at the community level. And then we are able to integrate ICT and social entrepreneurship, and then coupling that up with the local resources and the community engagement to be able to build value. And then that became one of the award-winning projects in 2019 by the UNDP. This again grew further to be to a focus where we set up a social innovation hub here in Nairobi. The key focus again for the social innovation hub that we run here in Nairobi is a project that we run in partnership with Women World Wide Web, our partner based in France, with a key focus of reaching out to more young people across Nairobi, and more specifically young women, bridging the gap around the informal settlement, reaching out more specifically to more young women, where we do basic ICT training. We also do advanced ICT training. We incubate ideas around startups accelerated with technology. And then over time, we have also been able to receive some grants that have supported entrepreneurs to start social enterprises. And this, again, have also attracted a number of a few other programs that we have run, like the Sustainable Youth Work that focuses on social innovation within the communities. Again, young people coming up with social enterprises, but then making sure that they are sustainable. We do this through mentorship, being able to get trainers from across the globe, mentorship through a program we call the e-mentorship program, again, that is run through our partnership with the W4, who are our partners in the innovation hub that we run here in Nairobi. We have also partnered with Kenyatta University, working on transitioning young people again into the communities, but then through the agricultural value chain or the agri-social. Again, another program that has supported so many young people to transition into their communities. One of the challenges that we have experienced here in Kenya is a high level of unemployment and a high dependency on the specifically what we call the white collar jobs, while at the same time, young people have migrated largely to live within now the Silicon Savannah, Nairobi, while not acknowledging that we still have quite significant opportunities at community level. And therefore, as we continue with the idea of locally led development, a key focus has been also to push young people to be more centered on development at the grassroots level. And this is an approach that we have taken, partnering with universities and sending young people back to their communities, to the rural areas, to the last mile communities, supporting them to start social enterprises that are sustainable. And this again is a project that has been very successful. And finally, we also have this convening that we do for young entrepreneurs, which we call the Grassroots Entrepreneurship Summit. Again, this is a convening for young people, young entrepreneurs, ecosystem players, just to look at the ecosystem on how can we bring forth more sustainable enterprises and how can we support more young people to be able to lead sustainable enterprises. We can go to the next slide. Yeah. And this again now moves us to why are we talking about the SIEVE project? The SIEVE project is in our current strategy, is our biggest pillar of sustainability, both as an organization, but then also looking into the SIEVE as a project by itself. SIEVE is a social innovation eco-village. It is a project that has been designed for the last 3 years through the collaboration of a few partners that some of them I would be mentioning as we continue with this presentation. But the idea around the SIEVE is a scale-up of our social innovation hub here in Nairobi and our DigiLab in the grassroots, the DigiLab projects in the grassroots, and now making all these and putting them together in an environment that is sustainable, that also provides a haven or what we'll call a campus for young people to be creative, innovative, and think more creatively around the challenges that the communities face. So SIEVE comes as a transformative project. It's about bridging development. It's a clear reference when we talk about the Silicon Savannah, Nairobi being referred to as the Silicon Savannah, but then key thought around how many young people would be able to just live within and benefit from the Nairobi ecosystem. Whereas again, we acknowledge that we have a biggest percentage of our land is actually rural. And most of the challenges that we are addressing and innovations that we are coming up with are actually focused on the communities that are actually last mile. So SIEVE comes as an innovative model. It comes up to answer the question on can the rural communities also be a center of innovation? And this is actually a great response that comes from one of the consignment or one of the development that happened in 2013 when we had the head of states going to Rwanda, and there was a general agreement that we'll be able to set up not only smart cities, but also we'll be able to set up the smart villages. And the smart villages in this context are actually the eco village actually comes up to answer that one specific plea that was made by the heads of states that will be able also to develop the local ecosystems and be able to set up environments and sustainable environments that will be able to promote grassroots innovation and sustainable development. So then in our niche within the youth and development, we have come up with the eco village, uh, combining both the social innovation bit, but also putting together the aspect around the environment, being conscious about the environment that we live in. And we were able to acquire 10 acres of land in one of our county neighborhood here called Kajiado. And this neighborhood, we have now managed to secure this land and poise it for a sustainable project that will not only be serving youth here in Kenya, but globally. We are modeling it to be one of the most sustainable eco-village running here in Africa. And how we are doing that is design thinking through the different leadership across the continent. I have been part of the what we call the United People Global, a platform that brings together young leaders from across the globe. We have been able to co-design this project together. We have been able to triangulate, be able to see what else is happening in some of the other different countries. And we have put together all the designs, and we have done more cross-check, including site visits in one of some of the sites that have having such kind of projects. And over time, we have also been able to get experts. We have been able to put together the thoughts from the experts within the environment space, within the agriculture space, within the technology, the development space, and now finally being able to model the social innovation eco village, which is a partnership with the Kenyan government through the Ministry of ICT and also the county government of Kajiado, where this project is situated. This project will be able to serve as a model that will be able to showcase innovation not only in Kenya, but also in Africa at large. In terms of some of the features that the project has is that we are setting up the training facilities. This basically is the learning centers for ICT, entrepreneurship, research centers. We are also putting up transition pathways where we are not talking about the young people who are benefiting from this project, the people who are being trained, like what happens in our Nairobi hub. One of the big challenge we have experienced is the transitions. And one of the key pillars that we are working in our strategy is to ensure that the skills that we are transferring to the participants actually translate into earning. And this is where we talk about the skills to earn. And this becomes a very good pillar, making sure that we set up co-working spaces, we set up workshops that will be able to produce within specific value chains as a way of adding value to the local resources like textile, beadwork, and value addition for specific line of food. That will be like the economic hub. Again, providing some transition pathways to these young people that we have offered different types of training, a lot of vocational training, a lot of ICT training, but then again, providing even working space for remote jobs, because this again has become the trend when we are studying the gig economy. So then that becomes the key social innovation pillar of the project, as well as the economic hub. The research and learning gives an opportunities for people from across the globe to be able to visit the project, to be able to have an experience. For example, just getting into Kenya, getting off the busy Nairobi, going to the project and just chilling there, experiencing the Maasai culture, experiencing the environment of the cities, but then at the same time interacting with the communities, designing, and also looking into what their environment and the resources that they are having, putting together the minds and coming up with interventions and sustainable enterprises. So then that is again a very good key pillar. Another strength of this project is a lot of interaction with the community. We started with a lot of needs assessment, sat down with the community. They provided us with insights, including establishment of a Maasai Manyata, which is within the project. This was a proposal from one of the site visit that we did, a community engagement, and all those reports have been filed and also shared with the county. As a way of sustaining the village, we also have pillar around food security. That's where we have the demo farms. And this becomes, again, a good pillar, both to be able to produce food, to be able, organic food for the village, but then again, also a provision for the people around the community to be able to pilot, to test, and learn a little bit about the modern regenerative, modern methods of farming. Overall, there is a transformation around the agriculture, but then also climate action. This is a nasal community, and we are also documenting how can we regenerate land, because this is a land that we found in a virgin state, and it has also been desolate in a way. So there is also a lot of work we are doing in partnership with one of our partner called the Big Three Africa, who are more specific around strengthening the regeneration and also greening and also being able to document our learning and lessons around climate action and environment conservation. So that technically gives us the outlook of the village. But then our goal is that to be able to work every year to impact over 10,000 community members, specifically also make sure that we are also able to transition young people to decent work, at least 500 young people. Another pillar we are also working around is to work with groups. Currently, we have registered 15 groups, and our hope is that we'll be able to work with over 50 social groups to be able to promote more sustainable development within the community. In terms of the milestones, so far, and I'm not so sure whether you are able to see my screen, but we have made some good progress. If you are able to zoom at that specific roadmap, just for the viewers to see, we have managed to do the land acquisition, which was phase 1. And then we have also managed to, no problem if it's not changing, we have also managed to do the community engagement. We have done the research. We have also managed to do the mapping, the modeling, with the support in terms of designing, feasibility studies. Those we have also managed to do. The architectural design is done. You can check out on the YouTube. You'll be able to see the video. You'll be able to see a little bit of the architectural design. We have done our partnerships with the county government, the national government, and now we are now at a phase where we need to go to the next level. And this is the step where we are saying, how can you help us to move to the next level? How can we come together to make sure that this dream of SIEVE, from where we are, it looks like we are halfway, but on the roadmap, but we may not be right at the half. We may have achieved around 10%, but we are looking forward towards raising approximately maybe $1 million across a number of years, up to 7 years in our roadmap. Maybe we are going to see that, and just to make sure that this project is up and living. So today is a great day when we are coming together just for you to learn, just see, and again, ask yourself, how can you be part of this journey? And again, that will be shared a little bit by my next presenter. Maybe we can go to the next slide. Maybe I can speak a little bit about the next slide, about the value proposition, some of the unique sustainability advantage of the project. We have a lot of greening and restoration that will be taking place as a learning spot. We are also working off-grid. We have partnered with one organization called Hybridly, based in in Egypt. They are working on the off-grid power system and looking into how we are going to make sure that the project is able to run on renewable energy. And that would be a great win. Community engagement. This is a community-owned project. We are working very closely with the community. We have already formed a community project committee that is helping to guide this project. And then again, this is a very, very strong pillar when it comes to working with the community. They are also working towards raising resources that are helping us, for example, to create the pathways, access roads. They are already working towards following with the local leadership to be able to make sure that the project is on and running. And that's the idea of community ownership. And then we also working on promoting research. For example, currently we have an invasive plant that is already has been declared like a disaster, working on how can we do a little bit more research on such kind of issues that are affecting the community. So those are some of the key pillars that are supporting this project. But I'll be happy now to welcome my colleague Belinda, who will speak a little bit more about some of the projects that we are going to be talking about today. Maybe we can go to the next slide and welcome Belinda. I will have that facing maybe at the end of the presentation. Thank you. Welcome, Belinda.
All right, Martin, thank you so much for sharing so candidly about the project. We've all heard from the vision bearer of the SIEVE project. I'm sure most of you are excited. And as we mentioned, this is an information session. So this is a session where you're able to get to know more about us, more about ENSAV, more about the projects, how we're able to build our relationship with you as people partners we are partnering with in different areas, and how you can be able to support and get involved directly. So as we move forward, I would like to remind all of you that you can still chat in the chat comments, put up any questions you have, any clarifications, any more information you need to hear about. You can also tell us more about yourself. We'll have a brief session at the end to get to interact a bit more and answer all your questions. So as we move forward, I would like to clarify a bit more. This is a giving session. So we mentioned that we are partnering with Global Giving. Global Giving is a global crowdfunding platform where organizations list their own projects, and people are able to donate directly to the platforms from wherever they are in the world. So we are partnering with Global Giving for these SIEVE projects. As Martin mentioned, we are dubbing it Africa's most sustainable village. So it's quite an ambitious project seated on 10 acres of land in Kajiado in Dwata village, which we hope you'll get to visit and see the progress as we move forward towards our groundbreaking early next year. But as we are talking about that, so Global Giving has an annual kind of campaign, which is dubbed Giving Tuesday, which is why we are here. Giving Tuesday happens every 3rd December. So it's just a few days away, I think around 5 days away, where people are urged to give towards projects which they relate to, which they are passionate about, and help to make giving contagious. So we are happy that you are joining us here as givers, and very excited that you would want to learn more about our projects and learn about how you can support. So during this session, we'll be giving some more information about Giving Tuesday and how you can be able to support this ambitious project. Someone told us just the other day that we are quite a young organization. Actually, they called us Gen Alpha because we are just 8 years. But as Martin mentioned, we might be young, but we've done quite some great things, and this project is not an anomaly. So we are going to keep doing that. We also mentioned that we are award winning. So you are in good company to be with us here today. So I will continue sharing more about the SIEVE project. Martin has just been sharing about the project roadmap and how far we've come. So just a brief background, we just launched the SIEVE project master plan in September. So 3 months into this project, and you've seen quite some amazing progress. If you've been following us on social media and our platforms, you'll see we've done quite a lot, including fencing of the whole area. And we've done eco fencing, which is in line with our sustainability plan. And this is the next phase of our project as we gear up, as I said, towards towards the groundbreaking. So we are moving to the next part of the project in SIEVE is the water project, which we are inviting you to help us fundraise for. So water is, as you all know, quite an important, essential part of life. If I would invite all of you to think about what you do without water today, most of you will see just how much you've taken for granted. For example, if you were not to have access to water tomorrow or maybe in a week, what would you start compromising? Will it be the food? Will it be cleaning? Will it be laundry? So if you think about that, you see just how essential water is. So that's why it's the next step for us as SIEVE. So SIEVE is an abbreviation for the Social Innovation Eco Village in Endota. So we are merging the eco part of it. So much of the natural resources, much of the sustainability plan with innovation. We get a chance to look at the plan and the master plan and see just how amazing the project is. So as we move towards realizing the vision that Martin has just shared, we need much of it will rely on the water accessibility, which is why this is the next part that we are getting into. And water is not just for the few things that I've mentioned for food and drinking and cleaning. So for the SIEVE project, we'll need it to drill the water wells that will provide water for 300 households. The first time I went to the SIEVE and Water Village, the project site, I was quite stunned because living in the urban areas as we do, you are surrounded by quite a lot of people. But in Kajiado Central, where the project is based, there's a lot of, they're not quite as densely populated as us. So 300 households is quite an expanse. And this, whatever you donate towards this project, wherever you support this project, you'll be giving towards a very noble cause. So we invite you to think about the impact that whatever money you give to us, whatever resources you give to us, this project will go to, not just for the 300 households, not just for the project, not just for building. We have, as Martin mentioned, quite an elaborate sustainability plan, including having off-grid power, and also we'll be doing a lot of recycling of the water we'll be using. So the project will have a very high sustainability percentage, and that quite calls for quite some investment, as Martin will share much later about the budget breakdown and some of the line items that you can expect to see. You see that we've given quite a number towards the sustainability plan, and that will not just go to the environment, but also in this water project, we'll not only be doing gravity-fed water distribution systems, but also water efficient and greening landscaping. We apologize that some of the experts that are collaborating on this project were not able to join us, but we'll be sharing much more details about the sustainability plan and the detailed things that are going towards the sustainability, and making sure that this is not just any other project, but that a project that will feed for itself even long after we are gone. So these are some of the things that the water project will go to. It will go, of course, to the households, to the pastoral Maasai community, and provide water for their livestock. It will enable women and the youth in Kajiado Central, who are mostly always looking for water. It will give them a sense of a relief so that they have quick access to water, and they're able to do other things, including their businesses and agriculture, to sustain themselves. So we will share a bit more about how you can be able to donate towards this project. As we mentioned, we are working primarily with global giving. So we have set up a global giving page, which you'll see on your screen. You can scan the code, you can use the link that we will share in the chat section. And when you open up the link, it will take you to an area where you can donate using PayPal or any of these other platforms listed here. But for those of us in Kenya or locally, you can also use M-Pesa and go to your paybill number, input the numbers and the account number, and send any amount. If you use the paybill number in Kenya, you can send as little as 100 shillings. I know most of you know what is going on in Kenya. There's a lot of frenzy in the retail space during the Black Friday. As you continue saving your 100 shillings or 1,000 shillings, we invite you to not only just save, but put it towards a worthy cause. You can give as little as you want, as much as you want. You can share with your friends. It's a very, very easy process. So you can explore these pages. Global Giving, we'll share the link later, or you can scan and move on. So one of the advantages of Giving Tuesday and Global Giving is that people who are donating from the United States get a tax incentive, where whatever they donate is given a tax incentive. So that's one of the good things of donating during this period. So as you are joining us today, we invite you during this period for the next 1 week or so, please consider donating to us. And you see that most of the donations that you give will be doubled by Global Giving. So give as much as you can. You can give as many times as you wish. Whenever you have something to spare, whenever you have something you feel like giving, just use the pages and give to us. So moving forward, I'll share a few more ways you can give towards this water project. One of the ways is, as I mentioned, you're using your financial support. So you can use either platforms you have. You can use M-Pesa, you can use PayPal, you can use your card. You also visit our website, which is mserve.org, and you'll see all those platforms listed out for you. If you have any problems, you can also contact us and we will guide you towards your financial giving. So the other thing that you can support us with as you're joining us today is in-kind support. So as Martin mentioned, we have different programs that we'll be running at the Eco Village, and we invite you to explore all of them. We have our master plan up on our website, which you can get and read more in depth about the programs. We've broken them down. So you can give your in-kind support, that is in terms of building materials, whether you're in the tech space, whether you are in the retail space. We are always looking to find ways that we can partner with individuals and organizations. So if you feel that you're in this space or you know someone who can give something towards the Eco project, it's quite a big project. So there's always a way to include you. You can contact us on the contact details that we share down below, or write to partnerships@mserve.org, and we'll get back to you and find how we can partner together. So one of the next ways you can partner with us is your sharing your technical expertise. So we know that most of you in this room are quite professionals. You have some technical expertise, skills, knowledge. Whatever you have is valuable to us at MServe, at the SIEVE project. And as we said, we are building Africa's most sustainable village. So we'd like you to share in the pride of that. As we mentioned, we are only like 3 months since we launched this project. So it's quite young, but I'd also like to mention that we've already raised $398 from people just like you who have a generous spirit, who see the vision and want to participate in it. So you can share whatever skills you have, whether it's in design, whether it's in agriculture, whether it's in tech. We have a lot of areas that you can partner with us. So you can also write to us at partnerships@mserve.org, and we'll get back to you and see how you can partner and you can join the project team. Also on Global Giving, you can host a personal fundraising page, which will enable you to fundraise for us. So whether you're an organization or an individual, when you go to the Global Giving page, you will see an area that says host personal fundraising. So you can fundraise for us as an individual. You can just say like, Mary is fundraising for MServe in this particular area, and we will recognize your efforts separately. So we share a bit more about how to go about that. And we're also available to support you to set up a personal fundraising page where you can invite your friends, you can invite other organizations to help us towards this worthy cause. So the link listed down below is the link that leads to a Global Giving page for MServe. We'll share it with all of you so you can participate and tell us if you have any problem, and we will guide you through that shortly. But these are the pages that we use for our platform. MServe Kenya, that is EMPSERVE Kenya. So we are on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. We'd like to invite you to like us, to follow, to comment, so to subscribe and to share. And if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below and we'll get back to you. Our website is at mserve.org. It has all the information you might need about us, but we also have our contacts listed there in case you need more personalized attention. And as Martin mentioned, our YouTube page will guide you towards the SIEVE project. You can see the visualization of the project, which is quite deep. You can see a walkthrough of the project, so you can walk through the project and see the different areas that we showed and some we didn't mention. So you are invited to engage with us on all those platforms. But before we get into your questions and any inquiries, I want to welcome Martin back to share a bit more about the project phasing, how far we've come, and some of the budgeting that you can expect to interact with. Martin, you ready?
All right. Thank you so much, Belinda, and thank you everybody who has joined. Whoever came in a bit when we have progressed, we will still be putting together this presentation, and we will also share with all of us, including some of our colleagues and friends who are not able to join today. I just coming back here to speak a little bit about how is this project faced. And noting that we already talked about Africa's most sustainable village. How is it faced? We have been very intentional through the experts, through our board guidance, some experts on just how to make sure that the project is impactful from the word go. This is the goal, and from the design thinking is to make sure that we don't have a phase that we are operating without having a significant impact within the community that we are serving. So we started, the project is phased from 2023 to 2030. So that is a phasing of around 7 years. We are already done with our first year, which was the initial phase where we were doing land acquisition. We were also doing compliance. We are doing feasibility studies. We were doing the needs assessment. We are also attending training. I've been able to attend training at the Hurricane Island in Maine in the US for 2 times, designing the project and also coming back and cross-checking that with the local expertise, and again, managed to do the surveys, the hydrological surveys, focusing on the water, what type of water do we need. We already have the hydrological report. We actually have even the cost estimates. And this is why the water projects becomes a key priority for us at this particular phase. The water resource management authorization that we have also received. We have also done fencing, as Belinda highlighted. We have done eco fencing. And this, by achieving this phase, we have also recruited 15 youth and women groups. Our model of building the village is that we are working with the local communities. We are working with the locals. So in our current phase, as you help us to get water to the project, we will be putting together the brick making machines. We'll be also be using earth. We'll also be using a few other materials around there to be able to help in supporting the local communities. The village will also be influencing the local households. How do they grow together with the village? So in our phase 1, our great interest was again creating that community synergy. And we also managed to create like the project committee and also engaged with the locals to be able to support that. Within that phase, I can't see my screen is hidden, so I can't see the US dollars, but I think we have managed to use around 50,000. Oh yeah, we can already see it on the screen. We have managed to do that phase and even slightly more through the support of the co-founders, the board members, a few well-wishers. We have managed to secure the land. The title deeds have already been secured by the organization, and that is a very great milestone. So then now we are in phase 2. Our phase 2 started in September. Now getting to next year, September to November. So in this phase, our key pointers will be the water supply. So you can see water supply becomes the very first goal that we have in our phase 2. As much as we are already engaging with the youth and the youth group and also trying to do regeneration and a few activities on the farm, we are currently working on with the young people agreed to start also designing the landscaping. Our architect who did not manage to join this call, also working with a team now to be able to extract all the sections, divide all the sections, start the landscaping process, and make sure that we are able to achieve then that phase. Then this is where we are also doing the first construction, the first phase of our construction. The phasing of our construction is also done in a way that we don't have to do all the structures, but we will be doing the initial models. One training center, we'll also be doing one residential center, we'll also be doing one workshop, while at the same time, we are also setting up the demo farm. So this is our phase 1. And our impact now will be able to grow with 25% of our intended outputs. So that will be within the next 2 years, we will be able to impact as we have intended. Then in our phase 3, we will be focusing on scaling up. So at this point, we will be working more on doubling the training center, doubling the workshops. We'll also be working now on scaling our research, some aspect on research, upscaling the structure. So that will be mainly the work that will be happening in phase 3. And then when we get to our phase 4, this will be now key focus around complementary structures like the conferencing. We are setting up a conference center that will come here in Nairobi. You go and organize your training, your conference within the village and hosting up to 300 people. Then this will be one of, again, of our remote conferencing facility. And this will also be providing a lot of sustainability within the program, but also bringing tourists, bringing guests, bringing visitors, bringing researchers to the facility. In our phase 4, we'll also be working on setting up a health facility to support the community. We are working with a very big community, and also in the neighborhood, we'll also be getting more people, getting to build and the ecosystem. There will be that replication, there will be that multiplier impact that will be realized by the project, and this again will be multiplying our impact now to 35% with 35%, and that brings our impact to 100%. So our appeal for us today, everyone who has joined us today, is just to say this project is ongoing, and your hand today is that we have over 20 ambassadors and a few more that will still be listening to us even after this meeting. But then to make sure that this dream doesn't live all the way to 2030, but we make sure that the dream comes true, the project comes into play faster. And how you can do this is through the support that you are giving today, sharing the message, becoming an expert, becoming opening up a fundraiser, becoming a donor, and just supporting the project. We'll be able to provide regular impact. Every quarter, we are sharing an impact report in terms of the progress to all our supporters to just share into this project. We are also inviting people keen with the establishment of legacy projects just to partner with us, organizations that are keen on sustainability to partner with us, that we put together the Eco Village, and we'll be able to put it up with speed. I think that's the key highlight in terms of the speed. Of course, we'll be happy to hear a little bit from the people who are here with us, people who are hearing about the project the first time today. We are happy to hear from you in the next 10 minutes or so, and also respond to 1 or 2 questions that may arise. But this is our appeal, and this is our Giving Tuesday appeal. We have a goal of around 30,000 USD to be able to help do the water project, be able to supply the water, do the tanks. That's the goal we have. So we are glad that all of us has joined us. And maybe Belinda, I can take it back to you so that we can also organize and see and just hear from the audience, and we respond to 1 or 2 questions. Thank you.
Great, thank you, Martin. So as Martin has mentioned, you are joining us at phase 2 of the project. We have already done a lot, and we are looking to onboard you towards this ambitious but quite impactful project. So I will be sharing a bit more about how you can join us. But before I get into that, I would like to invite you to share your questions in the comment section, share your feedback, whether you're joining us for the first time, whether how you've interacted with MServe before and how you got here. So please share your questions and I'll get to that in just a few minutes. But before we get to your questions and get to hear your feedback, I would like to share a bit more about how you can donate to us this project. So as I said, you go to the global giving page, and I want to try and open up this for you so that we see exactly how it is. So let me know if you can see the screen I'm sharing.
Yes, we can see your screen, Belinda.
Thank you so much. So once you open up the global giving page, it takes you to this page, which shows the MServe project. And you just scroll down. You can see even before you scroll down, there is a donate now option here. So you can choose to click the donate now button, and it leads you on how you can donate. You can choose to donate once or monthly, and that will be we'll highly appreciate that initiative from you. Or you can come down to this bottom here, and where you are allowed to input any amount you want, and it leads you to the checkout button. For those in Kenya, once you scroll down to the page, you'll see there's an M-Pesa page, and it gives you the pay bill number and account number. So you just input that in your M-Pesa platform and donate your whatever your amount you want. So we want to build this number here. So as Martin said, we have a goal, and we want to raise about 5,000 US dollars at the end of this. And it's very important for you to donate between now and that December, because as I mentioned, that December is Giving Tuesday. So we want to build that momentum of donating and supporting this project. It's just not giving money to any organization or for any cause. It's for a very important cause. As we mentioned, the water project is going to support at least 300 households in Kajiado, and that is not including the SIEVE project itself. So you are quite donating to quite a good project, and we invite you to explore this page. We'll share the links with you. We'll share the QR code with you, share with your friends, share with one more person. And if you give $1, Global Giving will be able to double it with $1 more. So you do not underestimate whatever you have to give. Share with the organizations, share with your friends. It's the giving season. We are moving towards Christmas. People are quite generous. They want to give back to society. So we invite you to create awareness on this project. We'll share all the details you need. We will also share a messaging guide with you guys, so you can have some templates, some messages you can share on your social media, also text message, email. We'll share that with you, and your work will just be to copy, paste, send to one more person, help build this SIEVE tribe, and we'll be quite grateful to you for that. So as I said, you can also share with your organizations, help them to consider this as a CSR project during this festive season, and we'll help you to set up the fundraising page. Just below here, you see it says help raise money by starting a fundraiser that will be in your name or in your organization's name. So I will get back to, now that you've seen that, and I'm promising you a messaging guide, a follow-up for your projects and how you can be able to support this, we invite you to go to our social media pages and engage with us. Even if that's the least you can do, you can share a post that you've shared, you can comment, and that will open up to a new new network. So as we move forward, I'd like to open up now the floor to you guys to share your feedback about what you've learned today and what you like to know more.
Feel free to also raise your hand and
Yes, please.
just engage with us. I think we have some people just checking. You can also unmute and just talk because this is your session.
It's an interactive session. Do not be afraid. We'd like to hear from you, even if it's just feedback about what you've learned about the project and how you'd like to get involved, maybe.
I can see a chat from Dr. Lucy, and possibly if she's able to unmute, she can speak. Daktari.
Dr. Lucy? Yes.
Maybe the technician can also confirm that people are able to unmute themselves. Probably that can also be something to check. Yes, I see. We can see the hand from Colin. Maybe Colin will help us to know whether you can unmute yourself. Welcome, Colin. All right. Yeah.
Hello, Martin. Are you able to hear?
Yes, we can hear you. Thank you. Thank you for confirming the
Great.
mic is working.
Yeah, absolutely. When I did try to unmute, I did get a message that there was a bit of challenge with the hosts allowing or not, but apparently it's working now. I apologize for the background noise, but I hope some people might like reggae music. The question I had, I mean, I'm very impressed with all of this, and I'm so glad to be in touch with you. The recent slide I saw showing some of the partners was super inspiring. My question regarding the W4 NGO, for instance, based in France, is, you know, how might MServe be going about reaching international support audiences that may be able to bring in, you know, more significant amounts of funding? Is there mostly through personal relationships as the venue, or are you seeking or able to land spots speaking at conferences, etc.? I'd be interested to hear a bit more, because the partner list already is looking really good.
Hello, Martin, did you get that? Just a minute as we get Martin back on. It's a bit of technical issues with the audio button, but he'll be getting up to reply shortly. Any other person with a question or a comment? You can also put it down in the comment section or put up your hand, and we'll get to you as soon as we are able to. Martin,
All
you're
right.
back.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, I think the hosting rights are taking us off, but that's technology. But thanks so much, Colin, and glad to see you. And of course, really, really glad that we are connecting here on this platform. And yes, you asked a very good question. And the partners here, all of them have supported us in one way or the other. But then again, one of the front that we are working on in the recent past, probably if somebody has checked our social, is that we are currently working with the Charter for Change, an INGO and a local organization convening that is really, really, really positive in terms of releasing support to the local organization. Currently, we already have a few partnership visits that are upcoming in terms of people who we could collaborate more jointly and be able to pull more funds to the basket. I think that's one of the area of interest. And then on the other hand, our board is also working on availing and making sure that we are able to speak on various platforms, including the current ongoing Kenya Innovation Week, where we are just being able to speak about the project. And then one of the key highlights that we have, especially towards the groundbreaking, is that we should be able to have a concrete partner, specifically in the line of an INGO or a foundation, to be able to jointly launch the project together. So we are currently engaging a number of partners. But then again, as we continue, we make sure that at no spot that we are not able to make some good progress. In our partner list, I think you can also see the United People Global, who are the design thinker, just helped us to design the project. The big three Africa are also supporting us in line of environment, so we will not be concerned so much about the greening, the planting of indigenous trees. They'll be able to support us with that. The hybridly, they are focusing on our power supply. Currently, they have already done the design, and the key focus now for them is also to help us to be able to get the off-grid design because they have all the expertise within their room. Helga is a community-based organizations based in Kajiado. They help us with community engagement. Just be able to do an outreach is also supporting us with the local integration. That's a very big, a very key pillar. Hurricane Island is the center in Maine that where we have been doing the design for the project. So they do quite a bit of mentorship. Again, we have done a bit of learning and exchange with them. And so our desire is to be able to grow the Kenya National Innovation Authority and then Ministry of ICT. Those are our key partners. So our key focus is to be able to secure a foundation, an INGO that we can collaboratively work together towards launching the project. And that is our goal in the next 3 years. So thanks, Colin, for that questions. And yes, C4C is a good platform. And we are glad to be in it and also leading that. So we have a clear interaction with a number of INGOs. So then that gives us a room, and also embassies. It gives us a room for us to focus and see how we are able to pull more resources. Thank you. Back to you, Belinda, and maybe check whether we have another hand.
Thank you, Martin. I believe I can see Joanne's hand. Joanne, are you able to speak?
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you for this wonderful project. And I come from an institution of higher learning. And I wanted to ask, is there the possibility of having students, especially in higher learning institutions, coming over to observe and to learn in the SIEVE project, because we would be interested with partnering with you in that manner. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Dr. Joanne, and thank you for your question. And this, as you have seen, one of our collaborator even in this project is Kenyatta University, who are also keen on making sure that the project as it grows, it's also a learning spot. So there is a very great room for partnership, and we are happy that you have asked that question. As the project grows, we even inviting even students to do some research questions, be part of volunteer even in the project, and with this also builds into their skill. And as the project grows, even as it gets to its formation stage, there's still a big room for architectural designers, for community development, for even sociologists. There's still room for people who are doing plant science. A lot of, there's still a big room around there. So that's an area, and we are happy to record that and follow up just to see the participation of learners. That's why our innovation corner, we have set up a research line, and we'll also be providing accommodation for researchers within the village, internships, people who are able to experimental zone. One of the elements that is within the research zone is what we call the maker spaces. These are just spaces for young innovators, young entrepreneurs, students, just to explore and test and try. And this is a good space for them. So then that becomes a valuable partnership that we are going to explore. And thank you for your question. All right. So thank you so much.
I hope your question was answered.
Back to you, Belinda.
Thank you, Martin. Yes, thank you. So I hope question was answered, Joanne, and we hope to partner with you in greater ways. So I'm looking if we have any other comment, question, feedback. I see we have some participants from the Social Innovation Hub, and we'd like to hear your input in this project. Also, some of the team joining from ELSA, we would like to hear from you. But in the meantime, if you would like to leave any message to us, if you have any feedback, please feel free to do so in the comment section below. We have enjoyed engaging with you today. And as Martin mentioned, that means we have 20 SIEVE ambassadors, and we are tasking you to onboard one more person. So you're hoping at the end of this, all will have at least 40 people supporting this project. And we are also quite thankful for you for joining this program. So I'll leave it up for the next 5 minutes. Any comment, feedback is highly welcome. Unless, Martin, you have something else to add.
I just saw like Beatrice, who is our programs lead, just came in. I think it will be good for her to share any remark, and then we'll be glad to close it in the next 4 minutes or so. Maybe we give it up to Beatrice. And thank you, everybody. It's been a pleasure to speak to you, and definitely we'll be hearing from you, from us, and happy to engage. And also, as we set up the project, we look forward to host you in the village. Thank you. Over to you, Beatrice.
All right.
For the closing word.
Okay. Thank you, Martin. Please confirm if you can hear me.
Yes, and can hear you well. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. My name is Beatrice, as earlier mentioned by Martin. I'm the Programs Coordinator for Empower in South Kenya. And I'm here to share the final remarks, or rather the closing remarks. And I'll start by appreciating Martin and Belinda for taking us through, telling us about what our SIEVE project is all about. And of course, for this particular session was to call for everyone's support in helping us to move to the second phase and the subsequent phases. So thank you so much, everyone, for attending. And we are really, really looking forward to a productive partnership. I'm really excited by the questions that have been asked by the last person about engaging university students in this particular project. I think that would be a very, very, very awesome thing to do, because it's something that we are starting from scratch. So if we can have other people learning from it and probably replicating or helping others to do the same elsewhere, this would be really nice, and we will be able to reach so many other people as more than what we are expecting to reach with this particular project. So you are all welcome in different capacity, may it be financial, may it be skills, may it be advice. Anyway, we really need your support. Thank you so much, and yes, we look forward to working with all of you. Thank you, Martin, and back to you, Belinda.
Thank you, Beatrice. I believe you've closed it out for us, but for the participants, I would like to ask you to look out for our next communication on email. We will be sending you some material that can help us push this project. Please be sure to share with this someone on text, on email, on message, and also get back to us, reply to our emails, and share any feedback or information you might have. And with that, I would like to thank you for joining this session and hoping to see you in the next very soon. Thank you and have a good evening.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you, everybody from where you are. Thank you. It's been a pleasure having you around.
Thank you, Paul.
Thanks so much, everyone.